Good morning and welcome to Monday Musing. And yes, I know it's Tuesday, but what we're going to do today is I'm going to go over the CPI, inflation, and what does it mean to you? Why should you be concerned? So first, it says the latest inflation report was released. The CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index, is how we measure inflation from year to year. It rose 8.2% in September from the same month a year ago. So year over year, inflation is up by 8.2%. So it says it's down slightly from August, and it is down from June, which was the highest rate in 40 years. So then it goes through a little description about what the CPI means and what it covers. The core index, which excludes food and energy prices, was even higher. So core inflation rose 6.6%, the biggest gain since 1982. The highest monthly increases were seen in transportation, medical care, food, shelter, and then there were some decreases in energy, used cars and trucks, and apparel. And the way that this affected the stock market is it caused it to fall. So what I want to do is talk about an easier way to understand inflation. So basically, inflation is an increase in the price of all goods and services. So we're starting to study supply and demand. And so when you think about supply and demand, you typically think about the supply of one thing and the demand of one thing. So for example, maybe apples. What is the demand for apples? What is the supply of apples? And then they meet at equilibrium, and that's the equilibrium price and the equilibrium quantity exchange. But when we're talking about inflation, we're talking about the aggregate or the total amount of all goods and services produced in an economy. So this is the demand for everything and the supply of everything. And then we talk about where those meet, and if the price of every single thing goes up, that's inflation. If everything went down, that would be deflation. But we're talking about inflation. So here's how I'm going to illustrate it. This is a great analogy. I want you to pretend that I give you a shopping list of everything that you need in 1 week's time. And I have already gone to the grocery store and I know how much everything is going to cost. So on the shopping list is maybe like 4 apples and 4 oranges and a gallon of milk and, a carton of eggs and cheese and toilet paper and paper towels and just everything. I know it's going to cost $100. So I give you a $100 bill and I say, get everything on this list. Get it exactly the way it's written down. You get up to the cash register and sure enough, it's $100 and you hand over your bill and you walk out the door and everything's good. So next week, I give you the exact same list. But as you're going through, you notice that some things are just a few pennies higher. Maybe milk was, $1.23 and now it's $1.26. And maybe the eggs were 98 cents and now they're $1.05, so on and so forth. When you get to the cash register, even though everything just went up a couple of dollars, are you going to be able to buy the same basket of goods this week as you bought last week? And the answer is no. That is inflation, and that's what inflation does to the purchasing power of a dollar. $100 today does not buy the same thing that $100 bought last week. And you can scale that up or down, but the effect on your budget is that all of the things that you bought last month or last year, including your rent, your car, your gas, your gym membership, going to the doctor, your clothes, your gifts, going out to eat, every single thing you buy, if everything cost more than the money that you had last year, is not going to go as far this year. So you either need a raise that covers inflation, or you're not going to be able to make ends meet. So that's why inflation is such a big deal, because most of us don't get that kind of a raise year over year over year. Although Social Security did get a big bump, and it's called a cost of living increase, a COLA. So if you are on some sort of a budget where you get a COLA increase, then you're going to see your money go up. But most of us don't get that. So that's why people are, struggling. They're trying to get another job. We're seeing an increase in homelessness, and that is all tied to inflation. So let me know what you think about this. Let me know if this is going to affect the way you vote, and definitely go vote. So that's it on inflation and CPI. Have a great day.